Mm-hmm.
You gonna get us both in trouble.
Promise me something you won't listen to. Yeah. I got her screaming out that OMG. Oh yeah. Promise me something you won't kiss and tell. Yeah. I got her screaming out that OMG. I swear.
Yo, what's good? What's good? It's your motherfucking boy Diallo Bands with a whole bunch of AKAs, Mr. Bendover, Big Hun. Don't forget Mr. Poo Poo, bitch. If you don't know, there's only one way to find out. You hear me? I got a guest tonight filling in for somebody, man. Go ahead. Let them know who you is, man.
Oh man, that's okay? Oh, I'm just happy to be here. My name is Black D, aka Poppy from the motherland, aka I could be your mama's baby daddy that she forgot about and blamed it on somebody else.
Damn.
I used to be Kiki's side nigga that she dumped me like in preschool. So I miss you, boo.
I can't. What's up? It's your girl Kiki Unleashed. I got a guest, my little cousin Kels. Tell them about yourself.
I'm Kels. I don't have any AKAs yet because I'm pretty new. So just Kels. I do it swells.
Ooh, she got bars.
Okay. Well, hey, as you know, we start something new. This is my girl Kiki. And you know it, me. Are you right? She co-hosting with your boy. We doing this together right now. But she gonna take over these questions for today. And
yes.
Hey, it's y'all two at the bottom. We gonna get both a woman and a male's perspective for this, and we gonna kick in where we kick in. It come politic with us. So she got a couple questions, and we're gonna start off with the first one.
All right, my first one is: do you think it's too late to change our culture's mind, like our attitudes, like financially, like loving each other, like the crab out of beer, like just get out of that? You know what I mean? Having more love for each other.
Anybody will go? Okay. Yes and no, in a weird way. I say yes, it is because we keep trying to go to when was it ever that mind state we were together. We didn't come over here we came on the ships together, but it's not like they only took one tribe. It's not like even over in Africa, it's just one tribe or just one country or nation of people. So when was it ever one united? As far as dealing with skin color. Hell, the Europeans in this country aren't one united.
Basically, just to change the mentality. You know what I mean? Like us killing each other, or do you think this is over for us? Is that a yes or no? Or do you think that somewhere down the line we're gonna get it together, like within a decade or so? Do you see any progress in our people?
I don't think it's over for us, but I think we haven't learned what it is to work together yet. It's a constant. Everything is a divide. If we say Black Lives Matter, they'll say Blue Lives Matter. We have to learn to go above and beyond where we stick to what we believe and not let them throw out another word to divide us. So I think it's just a process of learning how to get to that point.
Okay.
You want my honest opinion? I don't. Certain things are never going to change. They can get better. Because I feel like at the end of the day, the country promotes so many things for different reasons. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just like these gun laws, violence. A lot of these things are not going to stop because they're just a form of population control. I'm going to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Now, can we stop? Let's say, as far as individual different races, yeah, if y'all come together and do something, but long as certain races own certain these certain medias and big outlets and all these streams, that's just like, for example, why they promote so much violence rap music and all that. You never see too many people. If I come out right now with a big positive love black people song, it's not going to make it nowhere like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not their agenda. That's what they're not pushing. So I feel like a lot of it has to come from within in your own community and building off that. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's going to be real. To me, that's going to be real tough. You may have a few that may have that mentality, but they try to change something. Anytime it seems like somebody do try to make a change in something and do something, let's per se for the black race, what happens to them?
They die.
They get knocked off for some reason.
Or canceled.
Or they get canceled. So so to me, you know, it's hard. I mean, can it be done? Anything can be done, but it's going to be very tough to me. That's how I feel about it.
I think all of y'all have violent points. I don't know. I'm more hopeful because just like as a people, like I'm starting to see like more entrepreneurs, I'm starting to see it here and there more than ever. Not saying that it's like a whole thing. I just think we can grow. It's going to take a while, but I do believe that we got a chance at making it a little better. I don't think it's ever going to stop because of the stuff that's, like you said, with the government, everything is set up for a reason. You know what I mean? Right, so I have to agree with that. But with that being said, like, how can our age group aid in the youth becoming more like respectful, like for adults? You know what I mean? Because it's like the respect now it's just not there. Like they're allowed to say what they want to say. Basically, like we're just who we are. And I fought for the right because I got my ass smacked. I want to smack somebody. You know what I mean? But nah. What are your
so how you feel? My bad. So that was a question then?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jamar. Because I gotta help. I got some say on this shit.
You want me to repeat it?
Go ahead.
Well, basically I said, how can our age group aid in the youth becoming more respectful to their elders?
Run you out the bottom. Go ahead.
I think like as a parent, it starts in the home. As a parent, when you set a strong foundation in your home, they can't be influenced as much in the outside world. When kids go to school and everything, they're so easily influenced because at home they don't have that strong foundation. So you have to build that. Our age group have to build that for our children growing up. And that's the same thing with like owning stuff, building for their future, not for what we're trying to live for right now, but really building for our children's future. We got kids, we have to set them up for success. And that's mentally, that's financially, that's spiritually, we have to set them up for success. So when we put them out there in the world, that's so crazy, they can stand strong against that. They believe what's at home.
Agreed. What about you, Jamar? What you got to say for that?
I say that it's a key word that I always preach, accountability, which goes back to what she said about at home. If your foundation or your structure at home is set up for your children to be respectful, it's a start. But if you're looking for it from somebody else's children or whatnot, if their parents aren't the respectful kind, if their parents aren't they're not going to raise their children to be the respectful kind, to respect adults, to respect teachers, and so forth. And it makes it harder even for you because your kids go out and they see the way their friends talk to other adults, and even adults kind of allow it because some adults are so busy trying to be their kids' friends. And the way I was raised, my mother was like, I'm not here to be your friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here to give you the tools necessary for you to survive in this world and to, I love you, but it's not my job to sit there to be your best friend. We can worry about that later on in life. So it has to start at home. It has to start at home. It has to, even at schools, it has to go there, but you need parents to be involved in it. You need community. You need your parents to be involved in the schools, not sending your kids to school like it's a damn daycare. And then when your kid go to school and act up, the first person you want to go check is the damn teacher, instead of sitting there holding your damn kid accountable for acting a damn fool. My mama used to sit there and tell me, the teacher say something to you or whatever the case, you shut up, you listen, and you come, you tell me. And then I'll deal with it. But if you running up in class and you back talking her the whole entire time, I'm gonna come up there, I'm gonna whoop your ass, whether she was wrong or not, because I told you about being disrespectful.
That part.
So it's just, it starts at home. It has to be at home. It has to be accountability. Like you gotta, each one teach one. So you gotta of course, give respect, but also for your children, demand respect, and it has to be there. I hate it when. Sorry, I'm over talking, but I hate it when, as a kid, when I would go and I would talk to an adult, and I'd be like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, or yes, sir, no, sir. And they'd be like, no, you don't have to do that. You can call me by my name. Call me Ron. And I'm like, what, Mr. Ron? My mama whooped my ass if I call you Ron. So I'm just going to call you Mr. Ron, and we gonna leave it at that. I'm not trying to get beat. It was whooped into me, so I learned the hard way.
I definitely agree with both of y'all points. I just feel like as adults, period, if you see kids doing wrong and you know it's wrong, say something. You know what I'm saying? If there ain't no parents around, say something. So many times we see kids doing stuff, and I've been one of them, because I'd be like, I don't want to get into it with nobody, parents or whatever. But if you see something going down crazy, like get out, teach them a lesson. Like, you don't do this. Like, especially if somebody getting jumped. Like, I think it's our duty to show any child out here a better way if they're conducting themselves in a messed up way. Right. That's just how I feel.
Takes a village.
I think love runs it all. So if you are loved, you're gonna feel disrespectful to go against your parents in a certain way. Like, you may act out and do things like that, but again, that foundation, you have love, home, family, and things like that, you're not going to go too far away. You're always going to bounce back to that some way. So I think a lot of kids now, is lacking love and time, like from their parents. People working 2 jobs, or a single parent home, 2 jobs, a double parent home, 2 jobs each. You know what I'm saying? Kids are not seeing their parents as much, so they don't have that foundation. That's why I say at home, if it all starts there. If you really loving and giving your kids time and everything like that, it'll be hard for them to really go against you and stray so far.
Right. Mr. Bendover, you want to tap on that?
Me personally, it's like 2 things with me. It's like nowadays you have kids having kids, and that's a real big problem. And another thing too is, as a parent, if you have kids, right, as a parent, you tend to do. I'm gonna say me. I'm not gonna put in me personally. Like, I was raised a certain way, but I noticed with my kids, I let them get away with a little more things than my parents will let me do. Because I felt like, damn, I wish my parents would let me do this. But I noticed the more leeway I give them, and then you start festering up a monster. You know what I'm saying? Then when your kids start acting crazy, now you want to put your foot down, and it's kind of hard because you done created your own monster. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like you said, accountability at home with certain things. I feel like the way we grew up, most parents being in a Black household at our age, we was raised totally different than a lot of these kids growing up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I remember I was talking to some kids on the street. I said, I remember back in the day when I was a teenager in the car riding, if we playing loud music, we passed by a church, we lowered the music down. You know what I'm saying? Or if we was out, if we was cussing and smoking, a grown person walked by, we stopped cussing and we trying to hide this shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like nowadays, I'm with your grandma and they having a whole conversation. Man, yeah, fuck that pussy ass bitch, man. I'm like, damn, fuck you. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But it's so crazy. It's so crazy now, man. These young ass kids will shoot your motherfucking ass trying to correct them and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you want to say something. You want to say something, but a lot of kids ain't gonna receive that because their parents allow them to act like that. You know what I'm saying? And like Jamar was saying, I remember the first time I tried to get buck with my daddy. He was teacher called in on me and he was talking to me and kids walking by. I ain't trying to hear you. That motherfucker bitch slap my ass in front of everybody. Wow. But I ain't never do that shit again. You know what I'm saying? So not saying you got to beat your kid's ass, but it's got to be, you got to build a foundation from the beginning, because not like you say, you spread around, you lose a child. I'm a firm believer in that. You ain't got to make your kids scared of you, but you got to let them know it is boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
A little bit of fear in your kids ain't never hurt nobody.
But my thing is this, like with my dad, when I was telling my dad, whatever I did, he didn't never know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never come back looking high and drunk, even if I was, or he didn't never know. I came back home, hey, what's going on? Whoop. You know, nowadays, man, these kids off the chain, man. Kids go to school high. All that shit. So
I got a question, and then we can take it to an icebreaker just to lighten up the mood. How old was y'all when y'all got y'all last ass whooping? I just want to know. I was 16.
That was my age too, when I got slapped.
35.
Hey, I got beat with an extension cord for not coming home when the street lights came on.
Yeah, I was 16.
I remember. I was a good girl.
I don't think Jamal heard you.
Who said they was a good girl? Kels?
Yeah.
Hey, you heard? Hey, Jamal. She said. Kiki said, "What was your last age when you got a whooping?"
17. It wasn't a whooping. It was a whooping of, like, you know how when your homies, when you get beat up, your homies say you got your ass whooped. It was one of those. I puffed my chest out. My mother told me I wasn't going for my homie Jorley, and we were supposed to go play ball or whatnot. And I was like, I'm going. That's like my best friend, man.
That's crazy how small the world is, man.
Yeah.
I used to call him Hey Arnold and shit.
Big ass head.
Oh man.
I swole my chest up, was like, I did my homework, I did this, and why can't I go? I was just playing basketball. And I asked her that, and I'm sitting like this, just sitting there like swole up, and she was like, oh. Boom! She just sat there, caught back, hit me in my chest. Man.
All right, so I got a little icebreaker for y'all. Hypothetically, of course, if you could date a civil rights leader right now in today and age, who would it be and why?
If you could date?
Yep. Date, marry, however, just be with that person. Who would it be and why? Who want to take
they
that?
Gotta be,
because you know I like Malcolm X. Malcolm X would be mine because any means necessary, baby. I'm gonna feel protected. You feel what I'm saying? He got that. It seemed like he would have that thug loving too. You see all them kids he had.
That's kids he had.
That's what I was thinking.
About 4 or 5.
I like the aggressive approach, but you know, Martin Luther King and had me having dreams.
Ooh, I ain't thinking about that. Little wet dreams.
And a lot of pillow talk.
Okay.
You see, like he can talk. He can talk. He can whisper.
Freedom ring. Freedom ring.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what he be saying. That's what he be saying when he in it. Let freedom ring. What are you talking?
Let freedom ring.
I'll have you at the mountaintop.
For real, I feel encouraged. Like we can do some things.
Cross my bridge like Selma. Too much.
When I get in there and I get you screaming, you better scream to the top of your lungs. I'm like, oh shit.
That sounds like you sound like a reverend right there.
All right, Dr. King.
Kelly would be the first lady.
This might have been really a fantasy of hers. You might have.
Hey, Jamal, that shit came out too fluid, did it? Damn.
I was like, damn.
So, Jamar, it's a lot of strong ass women out there. Them slavery days.
I know, man. I can't think of when Rosa Parks. She was all right, but nah, I'm a pass. Cause she might have got too big headed. I'd about sat there trying to tell her she got to do the dishes, or it's her trying to do dishes, and she might have sat there and just like told me hell no. So,
Rosie.
I don't know. I can't think of. I'm trying to think of who was bad as hell. She got to look good.
She gotta look good. Oh, she gotta look good.
She been walking that. She been sitting. No, I don't want her.
You don't want
No.
Harriet
I
Tubman?
don't want Harriet Tubman.
Oh.
Harriet Tubman did not look like she was where the party was at.
She could lead you to some places.
I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, she can lead me to some places, but I ain't trying to go everywhere she want to go.
Follow
I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
Listen, it just depends on my mind state at the time. I mean, if the hell, I'm trying to think of somebody that was. Can I just get Obama's wife? She's important.
Here you go.
Yeah, I get Michelle. Obama.
You can have whoever you want.
I get Michelle. Hell, I'll get Michelle Obama. Hell yeah.
Okay.
She can still keep Obama too, because he gonna need to pay them bills.
What about you, Mr. Bendover? Who you hitting up?
And you better not pick mine.
Camilla.
Okay.
Y'all so
Listen. And I don't even like light-skinned women like that. But the only reason why I would pick her, because I would want her to rephrase what she said when Joe Biden became the president. As soon as I bust a nut in that pussy, I want to say, Diallo Bands, you did it. You know what I'm saying? You did it. You done bust a nut in the first black vice president. That's all I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? You did.
Hashtag pull out for what? Oh, can I change mine? I want Oprah. She financial.
No, she's not a civil rights leader.
She is. Oprah was the first black billionaire. First female black billionaire.
Well, you already chose your hoe. You already chose your hoe, Jamal.
Wait. Hey, nah, which Oprah? Color purple Oprah? Which Oprah?
I don't want the one talking about you told Hawk
that damn jail cell.
No, that Oprah whooped my ass. I don't want that Oprah. I want the older Oprah. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car.
Hey, I'm coming over every day, so as soon as she feel like that, I'm like, point at me, motherfucker.
Real, that's a gift every day. Every time we come over.
Stedman get his ass kicked and kicked the fuck out. It's my house now. Hashtag
every time we come, we get a car.
Okay, so I ain't hear Mr. Bendovers though. Did you give us somebody?
Dan,
you said Camilla.
I said Camilla.
Oh yeah, that is right. That's because y'all going with the newer chicks.
Hey, listen.
Me and her, we went with the dirt dick. Like they in the dirt. Like
yeah, we going with the marches.
If I had to go back, my first thought, if I had to go back, it would have been Harriet Tubman, because she'll lead me to the right path. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, you can have her. Kiki look like she needs Marcus Garvey in her life.
Nat Turner. She need Nat Turner. She motherfucking shoot up Nat Turner. Rebirth of a nation.
She could be like, nasty Nat.
All right. I got another question for y'all after that clowning section. Basically, and this is something that I really want to know somebody else's perspective on, because I feel strongly about it, and it kind of like pisses me off a little bit. But how do you feel when you hear the people of your color say about the cops, why are y'all getting mad if they killing us if we killing ourselves? Like that phrase, how does that make you feel when you hear that from somebody of our color? Anybody can take it. It's a harsh. Sometimes we don't want to hear the things that are true. And so it hurts, because it feels like you're giving the cops an excuse, and it's not really an excuse to them, but it is a reality that we get upset. We get upset to see our own people kill each other. I mean, we don't get upset when our own people kill each other, but let another race kill us, and we're ready to go tear down a whole block. But that's not true, though. I'm sorry that part I had to just. That's not true. Like, we're not happy that they kill each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's saying that it's cool if we kill each other. No, like, we upset about that too as a people.
You know how many people run around screaming free some damn rapper that's locked up for killing some damn body, or sitting there, everybody making it out like King Von was this angel, this saint, and they all, whatever case, long live King Von, and King Von, he's resting with God. We basically idolize and almost in a sense, worship so much negativity in our community and so much negative people that we become numb to the ignorant shit. And so when we do it, we're numb to it. When we hurt each other, we're numb to it. When somebody else hurts us, we're not numb to it. We're like, oh my fucking God, it's the end of the world. Like, they can't keep doing this. Like, that should be your outrage when we know John we went to school with went and shot I don't know, Papa or some shit like that we went to school with. And we all of us going to school know who did it, but everybody just playing it like cool. Like, dang, like, where's the outrage? Like, we don't, again, accountability. We want to hold everybody else. Black people love to hold every fucking body.
Why is it that
I think
why is it that those
I
people
think it's that
glorified? You know what I'm saying? Because to me, as a people, and me hearing that, it gets me upset because it's basically like, go ahead and kill us. Why would we get mad? We're killing each other. That's bullshit. Like, because if your eyes is open and you woke to the system, then you know why this is going on. You know what I mean? It's not that we just woke up to hate each other, and you know what I mean? It's systematic how it's working.
But Kiki, at some point, when
you in a different way, I look at it as you saying the wrong thing. Like, you giving these people that kill us in just for no reason killing.
No,
here's my take
it's not giving them a pass.
It's because of the color of their skin.
It's not because you give them a pass. It's you begin to, at some point it becomes an excuse. At some point it becomes an excuse because you can't claim ignorance no more when you know that the system is like this. You can't claim ignorance no more when you know that these people are out here trying to get us. We know already that the cops is trying to get us. We know already that they're not gonna give us a fair chance.
That'll make it right.
No, it's not saying let's make it right.
That'll make it hard.
I'm not saying it makes it right, but at some point you can't keep sitting there and be like, oh man, well the system is this. It's like, no, you have to therefore change the way you move, you operate to either one, overcome the system, or if you're gonna stay in the system, to know how to maximize and utilize the system to work for you. Because at some point we're going to keep being where we are now, because all black people know how to do is like the system, the white people, the system, the police, the da-da-da-da-da, but we never change how we move it.
I just want to tackle into
saying, so you're cool with your people saying that? Is that what your argument is?
No, I'm not saying I'm cool. No, I'm not saying I'm cool with it. What I'm not cool with is that I watch a whole bunch of black people go fuck up their whole neighborhood and everything else over a cop killing somebody who didn't deserve to die or whatever case, but won't make that same effort and fight to clean up their own goddamn neighborhood for the niggas that they know is doing it.
At least they did.
Where is the justice for that? Where the justice for the homies that just got shot the other night? 4 people got shot in Chattanooga, Tennessee, or whatever case. I don't see nobody outraged for that. No black people. When the little kids get shot in the drive-by in the neighborhood, or the little boy got in the drive-through in McDonald's.
You agree with them?
Do I agree with who? Them?
Yeah.
I know. I form my own thing. It's because it can't be just this or this. I'm pissed off at everybody. But I'm not going to be less pissed off. I'm not going to be less pissed off at us. I'm going to be just as pissed off at us when we kill each other as I'm pissed off at them when they kill us because of our skin color. Why does it have to be different? It should be outrage from both. And until we do the outrage for when we hurt each other, we're going to keep being in the system. And you know what niggas going to say when niggas kill niggas? Oh, the white man did it because of this system. Nah, nigga, you did it. Take accountability for your lack of actions.
Okay,
there's a reason why you doing good in life.
So we as a people, we are not outraged at people getting killed.
No, we're not. At ourselves. When we kill ourselves, or when our people are killed by whatever.
That's not true.
Yeah, I don't agree wholeheartedly. Like, I hear what you're saying.
I am very
but I think that it's the people that support Free Johns or Free James, their family members or their homies, are capable of doing the same thing those people did. Not as a whole do we feel that way. I think, and then also when we do kill each other, most of the time there is some kind of justice, some kind of damage, or some kind of retaliation. But when the cops do it, it's like they're free. It's like it's their right. You know, it's just a different feeling. And then we don't have any justice. There's no justice. They can do it right on camera and get away with it. I think that's the whole.
Said earlier that we know what the system is.
Right, but it doesn't mean you can't fight against it. If we
you
don't say
can fight
nothing,
against it, but you can't
if we
fight
don't
the
say
system.
nothing, nothing's gonna change.
Yeah, but you can say all you want to, but if you don't you can't change the system if you yourself can't get right.
But
You can't build
the
an
people that
army
really are outraged are not the ones being outraged about the shootings of the cop shootings. You know, it's a different group of people. We're divided, as we already said. We're divided people. So those people out there really wanted justice from the cops are not out there killing their own people. There's people fighting for us, and there's people fighting against us. We have our own enemies, but we can't let something like this still divide us. Like, well, we killing each other too. We can't let that divide us because no, I'm not killing us.
So
And
what,
so,
okay,
yes, I'm outraged at both. But that doesn't make either one right.
Only reason we're making this a thing for it to even be this back and forth is because that's what they want us to do. How do they correlate? Like, why is that even a question? That's only a question because that's what those who are either ignorant of the system or know of the system but choose to sit there and ignore it or whatever the case. Like, those are the questions they pose. Black on black crime is not a real thing. It's only a real thing because they chose to make it a real thing.
That's the other
right,
thing.
But we're being influenced by that.
But
right,
because,
it seemed like you're taking. I don't know. It seemed like you're taking the advice of the media more. Like,
no.
You know, you're trying to say that Black people aren't outraged at what we're doing to each other. Like,
because I know.
Can I answer?
Okay, I'm sorry, Mr. Bendover, please.
Yeah, I've been quiet because they probably be mad at me about this shit too. I feel what both of y'all saying, but at the end of the day, you have to go off not how you feel about it, something or the person around the corner feel about it. You got to go off the majority people overall. Because a lot of times when we say things, we just say like, well, this person over here do it, but no, everything to me is based off majority, right? I'm not with it when, you know, they say what you say, well, they doing it, and it's like it's a touchy subject to me because I feel what Jamar is saying to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, my grandma said something to me. How you gonna tell me to clean up my backyard if yours is not cleaned up? You see what I'm saying? And so let me finish. And so it's like, and so now we almost giving these, I ain't gonna say white people because it's different people races on as police officers. We giving these police officers, they already got the motive to do it, and now it's like we giving them more excuses to do it because they already look at us like animals anyway. They look at, okay, that's one less dead Black person off the street, because you see how they handle us between a white person and a Black person because we're a stereotype. You know what I'm saying? We wild animals, and then but things happen in the Black community a lot and other communities where, like, you know what? Damn, what they saying on the radio or the airwaves, but we actually seeing this happen in these neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of times, you know, a lot of people get approached like that, and a good person can be in a mixed up crowd, not doing nothing, and get his ass beat for no reason because it's just the way it is, you know. And so, and it's like, man, like you say, I noticed a lot down here. It's been so many damn killings. And back to the King Von shit, right? When he got killed, it's a big thing. But shit, if you look into his past and the things he done, it was no outrage about it. But as soon as he got, because my thing, even with that situation, to bring that back up, what he was saying, he started something and it just got finished. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just we look. I think we look at things so fucking stupid. I would say stupid, just in a different way sometimes, depending if it's your family or if I know that person. Like he said, okay, we got the no snitch rule. If a person snitch, oh, he a bitch ass nigga, he a snitch, now he gonna get killed. But now I'm holding information that can put away a bad person for the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't want to snitch because I don't want my family in danger. Not saying that person won't do it, but the majority of people. I had a subject called the blind eye. We see things on a daily basis that we walk past, we see and we don't see. But at the end of the day, it's self-preservation, and you think about yours and your own family. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are heroic people and do things, but how many people we see on the block on a daily basis singing weed and everything in your hood? Or do you go up to them and say, "Hey, bro, You don't need to be doing that. Hey, you need to get that up out of here. Hell no. Nah. Because we trying to make it back to the damn crib. So it's a lot of things that we all see, and we just don't go by fixing things. So
yeah, but that's in any community. We see things in our community because it's our community. The same as in the white community or the blue community.
I'm saying self-person. A lot of people will witness things and won't say nothing because they don't know what the outcome is going to be for them. They're like, man, I got 2 kids here. Ain't nobody taking care of me. I can go say something, but if it come back to me, shit, I'm jeopardizing my life right now. So there's a lot of things people see on a daily basis in their community that they just don't say nothing for various reasons.
See, that's why we got to thank God for the people who's strong enough to get up there and get out and say something, because those are the type of people that make a difference. And then the only thing that I disagree with Jamar is about is basically you're making something that media makes statistically true, and it's not. I believe as Black people, we are very mad at each other dying. You know what I mean? Very mad. We don't just see and watch, oh, that's little June.
Because like you said, it's influence.
No, 9 times out of 10, like, oh my God, I went to school with him, man. We're going to pray for his family. Da, da, da. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's
that's it. That's all we do. We're going to pray for his family.
Yeah, and that's why I said for those who really do something.
We're gonna pray for his family when we know.
But what is the other thing to do? We can't go and arrest them ourselves.
How do you feel about
systemically? We don't. It's not. We're not in a position to do a lot of things. Like we said, in our community, we're brainwashed with. The black on black crime is what they want us to focus on when there's white on white crime.
There's like what Jamar said.
It just sounds like a cop out.
No,
it's not like what Jamar said. Check this out.
Black people always taking the cop out instead of doing something, changing it. We here because all black people don't take initiative to change it themselves. They go run, they march, they protest, they burn down some damn buildings, and all that.
They're making a stand.
Get them to change something, but the change has to start here. Like Mr. Bendover said, like you clean up your backyard. If we police ourselves, which means that we become a community again, which means that us in the community, when you see your neighbor and nasty ass, whatever the case, you go over there, even as a community group, like, yo, clean your fucking yard, pick up your damn house, huh? But we have to do it for us, and that's the difference. We're like the only people, like we are one of the few only races that like, and we do it to ourselves. Every time something happens, we be like, every time something happens, it's a black person do it, we attach ourselves to that person, even though we might not have nothing in common with that person, but our skin color. When something happens, you don't see a whole bunch of white people like, oh my goodness, another white person did something. No, they be like, yo, that motherfucker right there did it. Somebody do something. That kid that shot them kids at that school, Mexican. Do you see a whole bunch of Mexicans run around talk about? Yo,
I get what you're saying, but all I was saying is that it's not true to say that all black people aren't outraged of other black
not
people
enough
dying, because that's not true.
Not enough.
Hold on, because when we are killing ourselves, there are more people outraged. And yeah, I understand that people ain't gonna snitch and ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? That's just our communities. But the question at hand was for how do you feel about cops? Because it's like basically get a slap on the wrist for killing us from our people and theirs. Matter of fact, theirs might go harder than ours. And then it's like when the question was taken down a whole nother way.
It kind of was, but I want to answer that, but I want to answer that.
You forgot the versus part about besides the fact of what we said when black people sit there and say the other argument about the black on black killing. It was a 2-part question.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, because that's just like Jamar, he said something that kind of stuck in my head. That's like, okay, like you said, for instance, say some cop go down Midlothian and white cop kills some black people, right? We're gonna be outraged, right? We're gonna burn shit up, they're gonna tear shit up. But say 2 black people kill 2 black people down the street, ain't nothing getting burned up, and nobody marching down the street. And that's what I heard from that. That's what I'm
saying.
It's different. It's different people, it's different positions.
We don't get outraged from in-house killing, but we get outraged from outside killings. You know what I'm saying?
I think that is both outrageous,
but not to the extent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm not
because it's different positions. When you're a civilian, when you're in a position that you're supposed to protect, you're in a different position. You're protected at a higher level. When you're a police officer, you're protected at a higher level. Your retaliation and your actions is different. The way you retaliate to a person on the street is different. People don't just go out there and let people come down the street, kill them momentarily, and they don't retaliate. They out there retaliating after them.
I hear what you're saying, but you kind of missing the point a
the
little
retaliation
bit.
Is different.
Not far as retaliation,
or the outrage.
The outrage from other black people, from other not the people who did it, from other black people. Like, okay, certain people who got killed by the cops, they wasn't they family members, but they was all pissed off, burning down buildings and marching down the street, tearing up shit. What I'm saying, but when it's an in-house killing, even though it's not a cop, a black person is still dead. So why are we not as mad from another person killing a black person like this as it was because it's a cop? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a cop or not, that person's still human, whether he's the president, whoever it is, you know what I'm saying? So I feel what you're saying, that retaliation is going to be different, but at the end of the day, somebody's still dead because of somebody else's decision they made.
And I think it's because it's a position. So if you're a president, your expectation for a president is different than your expectation from a teacher. But it's the same with a cop and another street person.
But we never the argument was never stated to go against that. Should a cop and should we not be upset? It was never about that. I never said that we should be upset. I said that we should have more, the same or more.
Hold on. I gotta call in. I gotta call in. Hold on. What's the question?
I said that we should have. I had something to say.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I gotta call in. Hold on. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, lower your background. You got something on.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I just want to say, first of all, I don't think it's right how y'all keep over talking the ladies and not acknowledging what they're saying. I don't think that's fair. So I wanted to call in and help my sisters out because we are all outraged. I'm sorry that we didn't go burn down the cop's house, but it's like, we get it. But we're saying what we can do is encourage each other to stop the beef. It's how we can stop the violence in our community and still hold the cops to a higher standard. Because like Kels was saying, hey, you're supposed to be skilled to diffuse a situation. So how did you come out here for a minute thing and still shoot somebody? If that makes sense.
Okay.
And not getting any justice, where it's like they do it and it's because they're a cop. It's okay. They get a slap on the wrist. They back on the force next week. You know, and that's the thing. It keeps happening and it's being publicized. That's not right. That doesn't equal the same thing. When we fixing stuff in our own community, we still have to fight other communities because we are so broken. We're not making excuses for ourselves, but we have to work on ourselves. But we can't allow other people to come in and damage us while we're still trying to heal each other. They damaged us for all of our lives, you know what I mean? So we're already programmed to go against each other. We're programmed, just like they're programmed to hate us. We're programmed to hate us. So when we can stand up, we have to. Like I said, that black on black crime is being advertised. That's what they want us to hear over and over and over. And then we're like, we can't argue with them because we're like, well, we be doing it to ourselves, so we expect them to do that to us. That was the argument.
It's not to say we should hush it down or nothing like that. But my thing is this: it's like you can't bring up one part without the other. You know what I'm saying? So it has to be a fix on both ends. You know what I'm saying? It seems like we always try to dim this down and do that, but you can't fix one thing without the other. And far as position wise, what you were saying, I understand he should be held accountable, right? Just like the other person who doesn't have a higher position should be held accountable for his actions, period, no matter where, if you up here or you a person down here. You know what I'm saying? So I do understand, but you understand this too. Police gonna protect police, period. That's just like a trucker gonna protect the trucker. If you close to him, it's just when you a certain title with people, with certain things, it's just human nature. That's just how it go. Now it shouldn't be like that.
Out there just hitting people and killing them, a trucker not gonna come to their defense.
And guess I mean, hey, that guy that went down the road, right? And what was that guy that killed all them people, them hundreds of people?
Oh, the one kid that messed up with his truck and didn't do what he's supposed to do.
And guess what? They all petitioned against it to give him way less time. He was getting like 100-something years.
Yep,
and he was there. He was wrong.
They shut down the highway.
I'm just saying, people, it's not right, but people do it though. You know what I'm saying?
Not to say that he wasn't wrong, to say that the time that they gave him, wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Didn't match up.
It wasn't a matchup. Here's what I say to this, that I feel if you do one, it helps with the other. Ferguson, Missouri was a perfect place. Mike Brown was let down by the people in his community that allowed a system to go ahead and hire nothing but majority white police officers who didn't even live, most of them didn't even live in that community, to go ahead, to be in a position to go ahead and make the decisions and other things that they were doing. The key thing that changed from Ferguson, from Mike Brown then to Ferguson today, is that, for one, they only had I think it was 18%. I'm gonna be generous to give them 30, but I believe it was 18% voter turnout when they were the majority of the people in that. They were 70% population of that county, but only had like an 18% voting turnout. How are you the majority and showing up as the minority? So therefore, if you change your community, about one, you know how you fix the police officers in your community run around killing each other and whatnot? How about you and the people, rest of the people in your community, go ahead and become police officers in your community? How about you make your community instead of the mentality in my state of like, yo, don't concern me. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Fuck it. I'm out of here. That's what I'm talking about. We don't do enough. We can change the police killing in our environment, in our community, when we take our community and we actually become a part of our community and take over. There's no reason in the world, if all them people there, they had a white mayor, they had a white racist ass attorney general, whatever case, that was out there prosecuting all these black people, and they got away with all that shit because the people in that community allowed them to get away with that shit. There's no reason.
But that's also where we have no control over a lot of things. We can, the community, go out there and be police officers. Like you said, police officers is a group. They stick together. So if everybody in the community go out there and be police officers, they're under that one belt, which means if they're not following the rules of the police officers, they're not accepted. You know?
Okay. I want to say this point, and then we could probably like close it out because we're like over time. But I just want to say that there are more black men in jail for killing black men than white men killing black people. So we're in for our own. So there is justice being taken. You know what I mean? But there is no justice but the two we seen on TV.
Okay, are you looking for justice? Are you looking for justice?
I just wanted to say that, and we're going to end this out. It was amazing having y'all on the show and listening to your perspectives. Is there anything that you guys want to shout out?
Shout out Queens with Attitude podcast. Shout out Deep Throat Conversations. Shout out Pussy Talks. Shout out AAA podcast. Shout out, I know I'm missing somebody. Oh, shout out Andy gonna kick my ass because I almost forgot her podcast. It's a Hard Knock Life podcast. Shout out to that. Shout out to Andy. Thank y'all for having me on. Shout out to Product of the 80s and so much more. Both of y'all do an amazing job, and I'm happy and proud and just happy to be blessed to be a part of something beautiful and major.
I just want to say one love, y'all. Lift our people, our Black kings and queens up. Let's stay up, stay positive, and change people's minds. Until next time, y'all, be easy.
Thank you.
Check this out before y'all go. Listen, I did have a question, but like I said, we over time. Hey, I like these type of topics. It's cool. I like this type of topic, but I'm gonna just put the question up, and I want y'all to look at the question and it's something to think about because it goes right into what we was talking about. It's
okay.
Who's to blame? We ain't got to go nowhere, but who's to blame? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So, but next time, I want to have Kels back. I like your politicking down there. I'm gonna have to have you back one day. You know what I'm saying? And appreciate you filling in for me, Malik Yoba down there on the cover and shit. My dog Black V. Until the next time,
Thank
man.
you.
I'm your host Diallo. That's my co-host Kiki. You man. All right. Appreciate y'all. One.